Hi everyone, welcome to our lesson number 33, and my name is Professor Robert. In today's lesson, we'll learn factoring out a monomial from a polynomial. All right, let's dive right into it by looking at a couple of examples. Let's look at number one. You are asked to factor 3x y squared plus 6x. You're supposed to factor this polynomial, and you do that by removing or isolating a monomial from the polynomial given. And we look at similar terms. For example, a coefficient 3 is related to a coefficient 6. Variable x is related to variable x. So we pick out what's common. Now, from this polynomial, you can see that we have a 3 here and we have a 6 there. If we brought out a 3, we would have removed a 3 from this part of the polynomial. Now, if we remove a 3 from 6, we will remain with a 2, because 3 times 2 will give us 6, while in the first part of the polynomial, 3 times 1 will give us 1. So 3 times 1 will give us 3. Sorry. So, in this case, we will have our 3 brought out, and then with this first part, we'll be left with our x y squared. But we have x in both ends, so we can also bring out x. And in this part of our polynomial, we're left with only y squared. And in the second part, we are only left with a 2, because 2 times 3x will give us 6x. So we will have factored our polynomial. Now, let's look at the second example. You're supposed to factor 4a squared minus 8ab. Again, we try to bring out what's common in the given parts of the polynomial. We have a 4 here, we have an 8 there, so we can bring out a 4. And then we have an a here and an a squared there, so we can bring out an a. And then that's about it. So, since here we have 4a squared, within the parentheses, we'll have a, because 4a times a will give us 4a squared, minus, since we have 4a squared here we'll have 2. We won't need to have an a because it's already taken out, but we are left with a b, and that will give us our factored polynomial. Right. Let's try the third example. You're supposed to factor x squared, y squared, z squared. minus x, y, z. So we look for the common elements within the two parts. We have x squared here, and then we have x here, so we can pull out the x. Then we have y squared here, and we have y here, so we can pull out y. And we have z squared here, and just z here, so we can have our z there. Then we open our parenthesis. Of this first part, what do we remain with? We remain with 1x, we remain with y, and remain with z, minus, we've taken out x, y, z, so that should be minus 1, because x, y, z times -1 will give us negative x, y, z, and that becomes our answer. As we work out more and more examples, you will certainly get more and more familiar, and it will look much easier to factor out a monomial from a polynomial. Now let's look at the final example 4. Factor a squared, b squared, c squared plus a cubed, b cubed, c cubed. Now, in this case, you can see that we have ABC, ABC, but in the first part of the polynomial, it's squared, 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 and the second part is cubed, cubed, cubed. So we can remove out the first part actually as A squared, B squared, C squared. When we open the parenthesis, we are left with 1 after removing a squared, b squared, c squared from the first part of the polynomial. But in the second part of the polynomial, we remain with a, b, c. So finally, this becomes our factored polynomial. All right. Now, again, as I said, if as you work out these examples, it becomes more and more easy. Okay, if this lesson helped you, don't forget to like, share with anyone you think needs it, and subscribe for more algebra made simple. See you in the next lesson. Bye now.